out of money,
having no
having
money
no
left
money
to
left
spend.
to
So
spend.
this is
So this
a
is
common, widespread use of the
out of
structure.
structure.
When you no
When you
longer
no
have
longer
something.
have something,
You can be out
you
of
can be
milk.
out of milk.
You can be
You can
out
be
of money.
out of money.
You can be out of time. You can be out of laundry detergent. You can be out
You can be out of
cups because you haven't done the dishes. So when you no longer have something, like when it's something you normally have and it has run out, there's another phrase. You could use the out of to describe that situation. So if you're out of money, you're having no money left to spend. Out of time, you have no time left. Out of energy. So this is similar as well. Feeling very tired and without strength. I went to graduation on Wednesday night. That was the last thing I had to do for this school year. And then yesterday morning, even though I slept in, I was out of energy. I was exhausted. I was feeling very tired and had no strength. Okay, that's an exaggeration. I had strength, but I was definitely feeling very tired. So when you are out of energy, this usually happens at the end of a long day or at the end of the week when you come home on Friday. You might say to someone, I'm just out of energy. I worked so hard this week. I need to have a nap. Out of line or out of line. Behaving in a way that is rude, inappropriate, or unacceptable when kids throw things at other kids in the classroom. They are out of line. They are breaking the rules. They are doing something that they're not supposed to do. Even in a formal meeting. Maybe there's a meeting, and when you want to speak, you need to raise your hand in order to go to the microphone. And if you just walk up and start talking, that would be out of line. That's not the proper order or the proper way to do things. So, out of line, behaving in a way that is rude, inappropriate, or unacceptable. Sometimes in the chat, people get out of line, and then I have to put them in a time out. Out of place, not belonging or seeming unusual in a particular situation. So yes, I did use AI to generate some of the images. I wanted an image of a person wearing a t-shirt and jeans because here they're underdressed, because they're in a room with all people wearing suits, and they probably feel out of place. When you are out of place, you don't feel like you belong in that situation. So if you go to a place like this and you wear a t-shirt and jeans, it's going to be something where you're not belonging or seeming unusual in a particular situation. This is my biggest fear in life, when I have to go somewhere where I don't normally go. What do I wear? It's very tricky sometimes to know what to wear because I don't want to feel out of place. I don't want to be the person who looks different. Out of work, without a job and looking for work. This has never happened. No, this kind of did happen to me once. There was one point in my life where I was out of work. It was a weird situation. I should make a video about it. We're talking about 30 years ago. A long time ago, I was out of work. So I had no job, and I was looking for a job. This happens in life. Sometimes when university students come home, they want a job for the summer and they can't find one, and they're out of work. And you really think they should get a job. That's usually what parents say. Anyways, another one similar to out of time, out of energy. This person no longer has work to do, so they're out of work, which means they need to find a job. Out of business, permanently closed, and no longer operating. Now, the most common time we see this phrase is when you see this sign. And this is something that happens before a store goes out of business. They will often have a going out of business sale. So if there's a store and they are going to close the store, the person is no longer going to run the store. They might say to people, we're going out of business next month, or we're going to have a going out of business sale. We're going to sell everything for cheaper so that the store is empty when we eventually close it. So out of business means permanently closed and no longer operating. Is that store still on Main Street? No, they went out of business. They're no longer there.
They're no longer there.
Or let's go to Joe's Restaurant. Oh, didn't you hear?
Did you hear?
They're out of business. They went out of business.
They went out of business.
You can't go there
You
anymore.
can't go there anymore.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
This should be a familiar one to people. Outside the area of play. So in some sports, if the ball goes out of bounds, there will be a whistle. In some sports, if a player with the ball steps out of bounds, like basketball, there will be a whistle. But basically, many sports have lines. And if you step across the line, or if the ball in that game goes past the line, depending on the sport, it might be out of bounds. So soccer is a good one, or football, basketball, American football, all have rules around something being out of bounds. We sometimes use this to talk about people a little bit too, in relationships. Like if your friend is dating someone, then that person's out of bounds for you. Because your friend is already dating that person. You're not going to ask them out because they're out of bounds. So I think I'm using that right. But out of bounds, normally used to talk about outside the area of play. Off limits. I think that's the word I'm looking for.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Would be off limits. Sorry.
Off limits. Sorry.
Little correction there. I don't know, maybe out of bounds works, but definitely off limits.
Definitely off limits.
Out of sight.
Out of sight.
Not able to be seen.
So
this is Shaq. I don't know if you know who Shaq is. And Shaq is hiding behind this tree. So this is kind of a funny picture for this example because we can obviously see him. Shaq is a very big person. Very tall, amazing basketball player when he was playing basketball. But here we have someone who is trying to be out of sight, basically trying to hide. When something is out of sight, or someone is out of sight, they are not able to be seen. Out of reach, out of reach, too far away to be touched or obtained. So you can see that this lady has a lot of things on the top shelf, and they're out of reach. So she cannot reach them. But if you look, there's a little ladder there. She should use the ladder. And then she would be able to reach them. But when something is out of reach, it's too far away to be touched or obtained. One of the places you see this phrase a lot is on things that little children shouldn't be able to grab. It'll say keep out of reach of children or store out of reach of children, which means you should put it on a shelf really high so that they cannot reach it or grab it. Out of danger. No longer in a situation where you might be harmed. So you can see in this photo that this lady is now out of danger because the firefighter has saved her from the burning house. This is not a real picture. This is an AI picture. It was really hard to find a picture of someone who was out of danger. I could find lots of pictures of people in danger, but it was hard, so I had AI generate one. So she was in a house. The house was on fire, but now the firefighter has carried her out, and she is now out of danger. No longer in a situation where she might be harmed. Stay out of trouble. So this is a full sentence because the phrase out of trouble is almost always used by parents when their teenage kids or kids leave to go somewhere. They will say, stay out of trouble. And it's a phrase used to tell people to behave and to not do anything that could lead to problems. If my son was going camping with some friends this weekend, I would say, have fun, stay out of trouble. What I mean by that is don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything dumb, like what teenagers do sometimes. I don't want a phone call in the middle of the night from the cops. Stay out of trouble. So again, a phrase meaning used to tell people to behave and to not do anything that could lead to problems. Out of nowhere. So earlier, I think you mentioned the phrase out of the blue, not in the lesson, but in a question. This is similar. Appearing or happening suddenly and unexpectedly. So in this situation, it looks like someone on a bike was hit by a car. The person driving the car might say, I don't know what happened. She just came out of nowhere. A person on a bike came out of nowhere and I hit them. Or the person on the bike might say the same. They might say, I was just biking along and this car came out of nowhere and just hit me and knocked me over. So out of nowhere, appearing or happening
suddenly
and
and
unexpectedly.
unexpectedly.
It's a hard word to say, by the way.
It's a hard word to say.
Unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly.
Out of context.
Out of context.
So this is a
So
fun
this
one.
is a fun one.
And I have to explain
And I have
how
to
this
explain
works.
how this works.
It's when something
It's
is
when
separated
something
from the
is
original
separated from a
situation and
original
makes
situation
and making the meaning
making the
different.
meaning
Okay?
different. Okay.
So let's
So
say
let's say
in a live
in
stream,
a live stream,
I said this.
I said
okay,
this.
so we're having a live
we're
stream,
having a
and I
live
say
stream. I
to
say
someone,
to someone,
you know what?
You know
what
what?
my friend said?
You know my
friend
friend
said,
says
Canada has
Canada
no
has
chance of
no
winning.
chance of winning.
And I think
And I
that's
think
wrong.
that's
I think
wrong.
Canada,
I think
will,
Canada
win.
will win.
If you went,
If you went
and took the clip
where
I say Canada has no chance of winning, and you took that and put it online, that would be out of context. Because you don't have the first part of the sentence where I say my friend says, and you don't have the last part where I say my friend is wrong. So again, please don't do this. But if I said this, you know what someone said to me? They said Canada has no chance of winning. And I think that's ridiculous. Canada will win. You could go and take that sentence out of context. Canada has no chance of winning. And you can say, Bob the Canadian, he doesn't think Canada will win. This happens a lot on the internet. Not to me, thankfully. But many times on the news or on the internet, people will take something out of context. And it must be frustrating from the person who said more than what gets put online.